The trail had been Sarah's idea of a perfect Saturday. She'd planned it for 3 weeks, circled the date on her calendar, packed her bag the night before, set 2 alarms. The morning light spilled gold across the ridge. The air smelled like pine and damp earth. Everything felt right until mile 7. A rain-slicked route, one careless step, and then a sharp, wet snap. Not the root, her ankle. She heard it before she felt it. Then the pain arrived, slowly, deliberately, like it had been waiting just outside the door. She hit the ground hard, gravel biting into her palms. For a moment, she just sat there, listening to her own breathing, too loud. She pulled out her phone, 1 bar, then none. She lifted it toward the sky, moved it left, moved it right, climbed onto a rock, nothing. The mountains did not care. They had been there long before cell towers. They would be there long after. She blew her whistle. 3 sharp blasts, the universal signal. The sound echoed and died. No answer. The shadows began to stretch. The temperature began to fall. And Sarah realized something that made her stomach tighten. She had switched trails this morning. The forest had gone very still. So when she heard the footsteps, she knew these weren't animal sounds. Not crashing, not scrambling, measured, deliberate. Something that knew how to walk in the woods. A man stepped out from between the trees, 20 feet away. He had no pack, no water, no gear. His boots were clean, too clean. His face was calm, not relieved, not concerned, just calm. He simply stepped forward, crouched, looked at her ankle, didn't touch it. Then he offered his arm. She took it. His grip was solid, steady, too steady. He adjusted to her weight without effort, without strain, like he had been waiting for it. They started walking. She talked about the coffee shop, about the calendar, about her roommate. He never responded. Once, she stumbled, and before she even felt herself fall, his arm tightened. He had known. "You're a ranger?" she asked. Silence. "You don't have to talk," she laughed nervously. He glanced at her then. The parking lot came into view. Gravel, her car, alone. Relief hit her like a wave. She stepped off the trail, turned to thank him. He was gone. No footsteps, no rustle, no shadow retreating. He had not walked away. He had simply stopped being there. The forest stood quiet, as if nothing had ever happened. The ranger station smelled like wood and paper. Sarah told the story, every detail. Something moved behind the ranger's eyes, a flicker, a hesitation, the kind people have when they almost say something and decide not to. "Did he say anything?" she asked again. The ranger smiled. It did not reach her eyes, just being thorough. Home felt smaller, but familiar. Boots off, bag down, kettle on. Routine steadies the mind. She let herself breathe for the first time all day. Then she looked down. Mud. Boot prints across her hardwood floor, annoying, expected, until she counted them. There were 2 sets, her prints, and beside them, narrower ones, placed carefully, step for step, from the door into the hallway, leading in, not out. Sarah stood very still, listening. The apartment had always had a comfortable silence, a lived-in quiet. Now, it felt occupied. The hallway stretched ahead of her, dark, still, waiting. She was not entirely sure. She was alone. In the morning, she would call the ranger back. She would ask what the ranger had almost said, and something deep in her chest told her the answer would be worse than the silence.